Right, well, it's not a Sigma. Most of the parts for the Sigma to finish it are here now. Those that aren't are certainly on the way, and that should be almost there. Well, it is almost there. It should be finished. Having a bit of a rough time at the moment, not feeling myself, and very, very stressed. So I decided to do something I don't normally do, and in fact I haven't done on this channel at all. This was given to me for nothing because it doesn't work. It's an HP Vectra. You can see that. It's got a Pentium III. It's got a sticker there anyway. I don't even know what's inside it. Windows 98, that sort of thing. It's got a DVD burner. I'm assuming that's a DVD-ROM. I'm not terribly sure. Swinging round. Model number. What did I say? VL 400. I'm tipping 866 megahertz, 64 mega RAM, and 20 gig drive. That's what I think. I'm not sure. On the back, usual all-in-one type gig. We have obviously the mouse and the keyboard, PS2 stuff, VGAs incorporated, so the incorporated sound card, a LAN, 2 USBs, a serial for your printer, and it's got a little COM port there as well, or 2 of them. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I've never seen it run. It was a freebie, as I said before. So we'll rip the top off, which is actually quite fortunate in this because you just lift that lever and it comes up. So let's take the top off and have a look. Okie dokie. Yep. Okay. 2 optical drives we knew about. A hard disk, which, yeah, big deal. ATX configuration. It's got some other lead going there, which looks special. I don't know what that is. This little guy here could be additional power for the processor or whatever. It's got 2 memory chips installed, but they're non-matching. It's got this hood thing. The thing that worries me about this, if these things don't run, the first thing I would think of is the power supply. Switch mode power supply, and they do break. And this one is a non-conventional size. So then what we'll do is we'll stick some power in, put a monitor on it, and see what happens when we boot it up. Or try to boot it up. Well, we got some stuff going on here. I'm just going to plug this in. It's making a noise, but we haven't got a video signal. Oh, yes we have. Yeah, what the hell? Oops. Hang on, let me just move this down. Okay, we've got a setup. F2. Let's go in. Entering setup. Well, it's doing something. It's doing more than I thought it would. Okay. System configuration data. F2. Phoenix BIOS. Looks like an old Amy BIOS. First, the first 1988. Pentium III 866, which you knew about. We've got 32 meg of RAM. Herbie, I've got the dogs out here. What else we got? Herbie, you knock it off. Okay. This is doing more than I thought it would. Oh. Yep, let's see what happens. It's making noises. Sometimes when machines won't run, it can be memory, it can be anything, it can be peripherals, anything can stop it working. So it's a process of elimination. Escape. Boot menu, F8. Okay, so it's doing a post, which is a power on self-test. CD, it's found the burners, it's found the disc, which is a Maxter, which is my least favourite brand for some reason. I'm a Seagate guy. Boot, okay, so we'll go for the hard disk. This thing seems to be working, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, here we go, F10 to M-tap, utility partition. So maybe we need to put a boot disk in. Oh, Herbie. Unable to find... Oh, here we go. Now we've got some problems. Alright, so this is about year 2000. F2 for continue. I think what we'll do is I might piggyback that hard disk on another computer and Herbie, get rid of any partitions. Quite often, name brand machines have weird configuration with the partitions. All the dogs are hanging around. Look, progress indicator, configuration detection. The battery could be flat on the board too, so it's lost its CMOS settings, if you like. So we can just put another little lithium cell in there. Might become corrupted. Here we go. What have we got? Passed. Everything's passing, Claire. Look at that. BIOS is passed. That's amazing. Dogs are still getting restless. Alright. So, 98%, 100%. Everything's passed. Cache memory, which is very important. I didn't even see that, so I'm assuming it's alright. Have I got a spare hard disk? I don't think I do. I've got an 850 old quantum trailblazer from my original system I got in the 90s, but it doesn't work. So we're looking at the drive. This is a nice little tool. So it's doing a little monitor color test. So it'll be the VGA card. It's a pity about we're outside at the moment. It would have been better if we were inside to get a better look at this sort of stuff. I've not seen it. I got it from a guy who used to buy computer stuff from years and years and years ago. And I guess the last time I was there was probably 20 years ago. And I dropped in to get something, or to ask him about something. And it's going to do all this crap now. Yes, and I saw it on my shelf and I said, he goes, oh, I don't think that works. It's been there for 10 years. Let's just hope it hangs in there, hey? So the LAN is working, the PC speaker's working, obviously. So the deal with machines like this, there's really no worth in them. Probably 50 bucks or something, maybe. It's a Pentium III, it's got some memory, this sort of thing, so it'll run all those classic games, and being Windows 98 SE, which is second edition, DOS based, so of course it'll be good for those sorts of things for a gamer, for an early gamer anyway. They're worth more if you part them out. You know, drives, you probably get 20 bucks each or something for them, 10 bucks each or whatever. A little floppy in there, a hard disk, people ask sort of $20, $30 for those. Memory sticks and stuff like that, CPUs you don't get much for, probably 15 bucks or something. So quite often machines like this, it's easier to just part them out and get your money that way. So what are we up to now? Test passed, no errors found. If you're still experiencing problems with your system, back up your personal data and reinstall the system from your recovery CD. Right, so let's exit from there. Okay. Press K to restart your system. Let's see what happens. I'm going to mount this camera, we'll see where it goes. Okay, we don't want to go. Oh, here we go. Do we have USB working? No, we don't. Our mouse is dead. But it'll be good in that I can see what's there. So we're just running ScanDisk now. Probably been. Oh, Annie, be careful. The dog's blind, she can't see. Oh, that is promising. Dogs, get down, for heaven's sake. Let's see what happens. I haven't seen Windows 98 in a long time. I'm partially inspired by a Portuguese gentleman I was watching yesterday. And he built up a Windows 95 machine. Claire, get back. Oh, there's pussycats. Okay, so we haven't got a PS2 mouse, which we don't give too much of a rat's about, but that's a pain in the ass. Oh, we got a mouse. Yes, that is good. Alright, so let's have a look in here. We've got the Office pack. Oh, it's crashed, I see. So we've got, that could be memory. Can we get in? Okay, so that's just a glitch, a software glitch, which could well be memory. Right, so Mike's, but I've just held the start button down for 6 seconds and that shut it down through the BIOS. In my experience, all those problems you see, like the illegal operation nonsense, comes from memory. What have we got there? That looks like the original, that looks like something somebody's put in. Do I have any of this stuff? Let me just go and have a look. Right, well in my box of nonsense I've got some memory with all the right stuff. That is Airstream, but look at that. What size is it? 64 meg. And I've got the foggiest what that is. I'll leave that out and just put the 64 back in. That's what it came with. If memory doesn't match, sometimes you do get problems with it. So let me just bang that back in here. And we'll just see what happens. Non-matching memory can be a pain, but that doesn't mean it's fixed that. It could well be something else. Alright, so I've still got a problem. Something is very corrupted. But I'm going to get it running in safe mode because I do want to see what the drivers are. Or what sorts of drivers to get. start pressing F8, I should be able to get into safe mode. Or I can just stuff the thing up like that. Right, so I've stuck a dirty old cereal mouse on. I'm going to get a camera. Can we see that? Just a moment. I'm just wondering, there's nothing much on there. There's certainly nothing I want. I wish I had a wheel on this thing. So from a service point of view, these are pretty good because you can just press that in and that whole caddy will come out. These have Torx bits on them, so you can't use a conventional screwdriver. But what I want to do is I want to piggyback this off another drive and set it up as a slave and have a look what's on there on a kind of more reliable machine. I think it's interesting that it played up with the memory, but the moment I took it out, because I don't think that's conventional, it might be different speed or whatever. Oh, the dogs are excited. I might go inside, this is ridiculous. So I've got this little bloke set up as a slave off the other drive. It's a 20 gig, which is what I thought. And we're in the BIOS now, and picked it up. So I've got a Seagate as your master and the Maxter as the slave. So I'll let it boot up and we'll have a look. Okay, here we go. These monitors were hugely expensive. I got them from Scorptech. Oh, this is 2004 or something, a long time ago. Massively expensive. I don't care about that. Let's go in here. This is one of the millions of computers I've got. Wallpaper, what's this? That must be those. Stop violence against women. That's a legit message, isn't it? So I'll give it a format, which is what it's doing right now. Have a look at the crap I've got though. So I've got this machine, which normally lives in the garage, and I use it for, well, I was supposed to use it for remembering where bits and pieces went, but it's an old, what is it? It's an old Athlon XP. Had to catch the donkeys. That might take a while to format. In the shed, in behind there, there's two other ones. There's a bunch of monitors in there. There's a box of bits and pieces that I need to find. This is mainly motorcycle and car stuff in here. The latest on the Sigma. That's the old dash stuff, which I've kept for switches and all that sort of stuff. And interceptor speedos for the XC and all this sort of other stuff. There's the guards for the XC, which I didn't get done. I meant to, but I didn't. And some other bits and pieces. But there's loads of stuff in there. This is interesting. Where is it? Down there, that round vacuum cleaner. That's a Hoover Constellation. And they don't have wheels. They sort of glide around on a sleigh, on a sled sort of thing, down the bottom where the cord's wrapped around. It's supposed to resemble a planet. And they glide around on a sort of cushion of air. They're really, really cool. What have we got under here? There's another one in there. What's that one? A Pentium something? I don't know what it is. There's three in the study. I think there's another few over here somewhere. I never throw them out. There's another three down there in those boxes. 1, 2, 3. But I did throw a whole lot of stuff out to clean up. I just kept the machines. This thing here, this is a wonderful thing. I bought two of these when they were new. This is a unused, hang on, Cherry 104 keyboard. Really, really nice PS2 keyboard, and I was so impressed with the first one I bought this one as well, knowing at the time that computer stuff just changes like the wind. There's all sorts of stuff in these shelves, and there's the 351 crank in that scat box for the 351 build we've got to do. This Performer, which is brand new for the XW when we do the carburetor up. And just boxes full of cables and all sorts of stuff. So I've got to go through all this. And I want to throw some stuff out and make some room. Because I'm not planning on selling anything. But I am planning on cleaning up a bit. I like having a big cleanup once I finish a car build. But this little computer gig, this I'm having a lot of fun with. So this is still formatting. I'll just change the name of the drive. I don't want room 4. Okay, so we're nearly done. Very important, I noticed a couple of the photos on it. There was a lot of flowers and stuff like that, but there was also personal photos on there too, and I think it's very important if you're going to get rid of a computer to get that sort of thing out. This computer was glitchy and it had a problem with the memory, and so even if it means sort of getting someone in to do it for you, just for your own personal safety, I guess, But anyway, look, we've formatted it, so there's nothing left on it. And we'll put it back in the other machine and load it up. Light is not our friend. You can see down there, that's our little CMOS battery. And we had a date of 1988. We can just flick that guy out and check him. Good idea with these things, you don't want them to get old and flat. I'll turn the light off. Get a reputable battery, you know, a reputable brand. These ones on eBay, 30 batteries for $5 is a bad idea because you don't want it leaking because that'll destroy your board. I'm just going to grab a meter and check its voltage. So this is a 2032 battery. I just want to see what the voltage is. It's supposed to be 3 volts and we have absolutely nothing left in it. Oops. So I think I've got another one and we'll put it in and we should be good. Try this one. Yeah, you want to get these in. These retain all your settings and so on and so forth. We've got 3.2, 3.3 volts. That's what we want. And just make sure it's a lithium. Yes, it is. 2032. Cool. So we can just drop him in. If I can see what the freaking hell I'm doing. There we go. And that'll retain all our settings and configurations and all that sort of stuff. So that's cool. That's really good. Right. So I used to be in the habit when I loaded 95 of loading DOS 6.22 to begin with. This I don't bother. I just sort of load it straight off the CD. So I've changed the configuration of the booting so that it boots off the CD-ROM and loads Windows. So it's just a matter of waiting now, and there's a few other programs I'll probably want to load as well, the Office Pack and that sort of stuff. I haven't got a mouse, so I'm using a serial mouse until the USB one's sort of sorted out. I might have to try and get a PS2 one or something like that. This mouse is a bit dodgy. There we go. And it's working on the left button now, which is good, because beforehand it wasn't. So I'm just going to go through this. This is nostalgic for me, just as with the other video that I was talking about before. I haven't got speakers in, so I can't hear the sounds, but I can certainly remember this very vividly. Stuck the number in off the sticker on the side, so hopefully that works. This disc had its own number, but I wanted to keep it relative to the sticker on the side, so we'll just see how that goes. Just please, this is recognising the entire 20 gig, which is great. I'm just going to slow my mouse down a bit. Okay, so our display adapter is not working, and oddly enough the monitor does, which is a LCD, which is just weird. That's all working. That's cool. So I've got to get the display driver, and I doubt the sound card will be working too. Universal serial bus is working because I'm using that mouse now, which is pretty darn good. All that looks good. Did you get the network adapter? Well, I got on the net and stuck some drivers onto a USB, but this machine didn't have the software to operate the USB, so hopefully I'll stuck on a CD. Hopefully we get some joy out of that. Let's see what happens. Alright, we'll see if all the drivers have worked. I had a bit of trouble with the video ones. There's about 5 different types of video card that are in these things. The Ethernet one went straight in, the sound card one straight in, all that sort of stuff. It's just the video one that there are quite a few variations. But, language. But, yeah, I think we're alright. Well, that's just an inbuilt PC speaker. Sweet. Okay. And we can dolly up the look of it by desktop themes. Let's have a look at these. There's a mountain lion in here somewhere. Dangerous creatures. That reminds me of Windows 95. Is there a study one here? Oh, which one is it called? Is it? I've seen that one. Underwater? I don't like that. Golden Era? Yeah. Mystery. That's the one I used to have. I used to like that one. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I think it might be time to stick some games on. Fine. Here we go. Look, she's playing. Bit of Duke Nukem.
I haven't done
it. Did you put the card in?
Yeah.
Press the space bar. Where is it?
Did I drop it?
You can't drop it. Go up to the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, oh sorry. Just press the space bar there, and they're waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
Now, shoot them up. Hang on, you
Okay.
got to press the space bar again. Go in there.
Okay, so.
Just walk in, because the door's shutting them out.
Oh.
That's it. That's alright, you got them. Then you got to jump through that. Now, you got to jump up and get in that hole in the wall, I think. So in terms of computers in this place, there's probably about a dozen of them, and they're all sort of working. And a few bits and pieces. Now that machine, had it not worked, I've got a couple of things here. This is, I think, crap. It's an AMD 2400. I don't even know where I got this from. I think it's either really slow or really glitchy. There was something I didn't like about it, so I don't really want to use that. This one here, it's out of a computer I built for my parents-in-law, and that was a good one. It's a 2600 or 1600, sorry, AMD. That's got the memory there and all that sort of stuff. So that looked like it would have fit. I don't know about the power supply output though. These generic clone type things normally use, you know, a 250 watt supply, and that one in that HP is only about 120 or 140. So I don't know what they take. That's a gigabyte. That's the stuff I always used to use were AMD processors with gigabyte boards and Seagate hard disks. I've always had a lot of success with it. Oh, I forgot about these. Hang on a minute. What have we got here? Just a black burner, and oh, that might be handy. That's handy. USB header, serial header. Oh, an 8-speed. I don't even know if that works. An 8-speed CD-ROM. These old CD-ROMs are great in retro gaming machines, but they don't like burnt media. They're fickle sorts of things with that, so I might leave that out and test it. Various IDE and floppy cables. That's your ADAs. I can't remember what the standard's called. It was a higher data transfer and less crosstalk and that sort of stuff. What's in here? And LAN cables with RJ45s on them. What's this one? Is that a floppy? Yeah, it's a floppy cable with a crossover. Just crap, really, like that. The stuff I'm interested in though, there's another box here. That's the drive we tried. Well, I couldn't get it to register, but we need to use that in a minute. I'll show you why. Memory, I haven't got a static strap on, but this is faulty. This is the stuff that was in our HP. It was registering 32 meg on the first count, I think, and it had this 64 and it had a 256 in it. So I've taken that out and now I've got 256 and it's reliable. Now that being said, memory does get glitchy, and when you mix old glitchy material you get all sorts of problems with addresses and interrupts and all that sort of stuff. And I've seen it before where you've had two memory slots, one's occupied and the CD-ROM won't. Well, there was one guy, hang on, let me think. There was one bloke who I helped, couldn't get his DVD up in Windows, and tried a new drive, that didn't work, and played with jumpers on the back and that didn't work, and changed the cables and everything. I changed out from one slot to the other and it worked. It was fine. And so when memory goes bad, or it doesn't like what it's sort of paired with, you can get all sorts of trouble with that. And there's all different standards and types of it too. MMX CPU, Sempron 3200, I can't remember where that was from. And a Duron. These things, the Duron 600 came out, they made a lot of noise about those because you could clock the crap out of them. Just various video cards. And I've got somewhere a Pentium 133 and a Pentium 75 processor somewhere, and I just don't know where they are. Now, this is the one I'm quite interested in. Pentium 233 MMX with 32 meg. I've had 3 or 4, I can't remember, MMX 166s and been happy with all of them. A 233 I had, sorry, years ago when they were new, I was just never impressed with. This is, it's not marked on the board. I'll get it out. I shouldn't be touching it. It's an old ECS board, I think, and it hasn't got the cell in it. I just don't know if it works. I think we'll power this up and test it. It's got 2 sticks in it. I think that's 32, and it could be EDO or fast page, I'm not sure what it is. But let me know if you think it's worth going down the path of what the other chap did and doing a little bang it together Win95 machine. I've just got to figure out what bits I've got and what I need, and I'll be back. Right, so here's a AT power supply. It's manually turned on and off rather than software like the ATX. Don't know if it works. We've got surface rust around the fan aperture, so we can do the car restorer thing and phosphoric acid and rezinking, but I am joking, so we're not going to do that. Now, these are such that there's a switching power supply, so we can't just turn it on without a load, if you know what I mean, because it can damage the unit. Truth is, it's probably got some dried caps in it or something, so it might go bang, I'm not sure. This Quantum Trailblazer hard disk, which does spin up, but I didn't get any, I couldn't pick it up in a BIOS, so this could well be mounted as well. So what we'll do is plug that in, and that will give this thing a load to reference to. And I think, hang on, let's turn him on, which is on, that's on. I think we'll just plug him in and see what happens here. So I will plug it into there, plug it into here, and plug the thing in. We just hope like crazy it doesn't go kaboom. Here we go. Are you ready? Fan works. Hard disk is spinning up, so that's cool. Alright, so in order to make some sort of system, there's a few untested bits here, which I don't know if they work or not. We've got some cabling. There's a USB header there, although I think it's a P50. Oh, it'd be a P55. It might have a USB in it, I'm not sure. We can pretty easily change out those pinouts, which is easy if it'll be compatible, I'm not sure. Power supply works, we know that. Monitor, I think, works. It's a 15-inch CRT SVGA thing. As I said before, I can't remember now. I prefer the 166 to the 233. We can put that in if we want to, although I don't have a fan for it, so I might just stay with that. Video card I know works. It's out of another machine. It's an old Diamond. I think that's 4 meg, 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be 8, I'm not sure. But it's an old Diamond one. Got a keyboard in here somewhere. There you go, a Microsoft PS2 keyboard. So what I might do is I might power this board up. We know its power supply is working, and see if we can get a signal on the monitor. And just see where it goes. Right, let me clean up some of this. There's the serial and parallel port headers. And cabling, all that sort of business. So, look, I think what we'll do is mess everywhere in here, and I'm not organised, but doesn't matter, we'll figure it out. The first thing we'll do is we'll just bang this into here, and that will let us get a video signal. And I need power. Where's the power header? Power header's here. Would have been useful putting that on first, but I'm stupid. So these negatives go together, the 4 earths, and you sort of drop them in like that. Let's put my finger under there to support it. Is that on? I don't like things that don't click. Oh, no, that's not sufficient. There we go. That's far more satisfying. We need an adapter for the keyboard. It's just like a DIN one, the AT one, and we can put our little PS2 thing on there. And video card. Can put in there. Again, I didn't feel that quick. Is it in? It's a bit stiff. Probably don't need to tie that up. I don't know. What would be great is if we can get the hard disk to pick up. I'm not sure if this is channel 1 or channel 0 or what. I'm just going to plug it in. And put that in there. Where's pin 1? Pin 1's always got the red, and it's that one there. There's quite often a little protrusion there which fits into the disk drive like that, which is cool. And grab some juice for it and stick it in here. Ooh, maybe I'll put that up there. I'm going to turn this on. Oh, keyboard. And all we need to do is just see if we get something happening with it. I want to see a video representation that the thing's working. And And it goes like that. Sweet. Right. So, once we get some electricity, we should see something. Alright, so this should be wired. Power. Power's on. And that made a noise. The lights came on. I'm just going to let that come on for a little while so it is sort of prepared for when I start this, because I want to see all the writing, if there is writing on there. Actually, what I might do, let's see, I forgot to put the fan on, let's see if the CPU fan's working. Go along with that. And we'll just find some power here, which is there. These things are always a pain in the ass to get on because the pins shift around in them. There we go. Let's see if that works. CPU fan spinning. Let's see if we get anything here. On the screen, there's nothing there. Oh, hang on, the screen lit up. At least the light went green. Oh, yes. BIOS! Woohoo! We're in. It works. So it's not showing up here. And we've gone back to a default date of January 1, 1997. Escape. I think the hard disk is fried, to be honest. But that all seems good. Oh, Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Let's see, I'm going to go down one. Everything seems to work, which is really, really cool. Just get out of there, and I just want to pause it. Where's the pause? I can't remember where pause is. There it is. So it's a stealth for me. I'm going to right with that. 32 meg of RAM. That's really good. That's really good. Oh, I can't really see it. Here we go. We'll go again. So I just don't know if, I don't know about that drive, but that's all good. That's actually excellent. So in order to put it together, we need a case. I don't have a case. I've got the power supply, but no case. We're not coming up with the drive, so I need a floppy disk drive, the battery for the board, which is easy, and a small hard disk, sort of 850 to 2 gig, and that'll be about it. I think DOS 6.22 max is at about 2 gig. So, all good. I'm pretty pleased with that. While I was digging around in the shed looking for things, I pulled this old machine out. This is one of the ones I had, and then my daughter had it up till about 5 years ago. Dual core AMD thing, lots of memory and lots of hard drive room. Plugged it in, lots and lots of beeps, it wasn't working, but the reset button at the top felt gluggy, and disconnected that, and runs like a champ. So computers that don't work, machines that aren't working properly, quite often are very, very simple fixes. That took all of about a minute to diagnose and to fix. Of course I haven't mucked around with the switch to free it up, but you know, it can be quite rewarding mucking around with stuff like this and getting it to work again, giving it a second life. Right, so for people interested in Sigma stuff, you can see there's some stuff here. It's almost finished. Still got to clean those wheels. There's some new nuts because I only had 8. And there's some rear speakers, or sorry, front speakers for the doors. Very plain Jane dual cone things, that'll be fine. 3 of the tie rod ends are here, the other one's in the post on the way. And all the Bailey channels. I've got one installed now. It's started to rain, so I didn't want to do any more. And a boot seal. So the Sigma stuff is, everything's here to finish it basically, or if it's not here, it's on the way. As far as this little computer is concerned, the one we were just messing about with now, tell me if you think it's worth doing. Probably won't get a great reception from this because this is basically cars and bikes on this channel, and we've pulled a computer out. It's the first time I've done it. I'm very familiar with computers of this flavour because it's what I used to do. So let me know. Also, if you have a nice looking AT case and you want to sell it, let me know. I wouldn't mind putting it together. Small hard disk, anything like that. Any of the bits, if you've got them around. Let me know and I'll be happy to pay for them. Anyway, look, thanks very, very much for watching. Take good care of yourselves and I'll see you around.